Mr. Mendez, you describe yourself as a progressive. What do you mean by that, and how will that impact the way you legislate?
Well, actually, it's really, really odd. I like to consider myself a progressive, and I also like to consider myself having some libertarian leanings. I believe that, as a libertarian, that people have the control of their own bodies, and that government entities, no matter who they are or what they are, have right to control what people do. John disagrees on that, especially concerning cannabis. But progressive is actually another word that I would use to describe myself. It means that we have to look at what the future holds for us. What are the trends? What are the issues that we need to move forward on? Some of those are more social issues. Some of those I look forward to more government. Right now, our government needs to make progress and push towards the future. Make progress. My opponent, everything he has to say is about the past. He's laid no vision for the future, and that if we don't have a vision, how can we make progress on it? So what I want to do is outline the vision and move forward, make progress. And yeah, as a progressive, I mean that we have certain social issues where we have to move forward together, because if we work as a team, as a collective society, we can address much bigger issues.
Thank you, Mr. Mendez. Mr. Keenan?
Thank you. The Senate is considered a fairly progressive body, particularly in relation to the House of Representatives at the State House. And within the Senate, we have a rather progressive group. We have a smaller, I would say more conservative group, and then we have a medium-sized middle group. And that's where I would put myself. Depending on the issue, I have friends who are quite progressive. On certain issues, they find me to be progressive. On other issues, they find me to be a little bit more conservative. And on a great many issues, they find me to be moderate. On all issues, they find me willing to work with them. And I think that's what's most important. Whether you're progressive, whether you're conservative, whether you're down the middle, it's most important that you be able to work with people. When you look at Washington today, part of what accounts for the gridlock there is that people on the far right and the far left do not manage to come to the middle in order to move the entire country forward. And I work very hard at that at the State House. I've built a reputation for being able to do that, and I will continue to do that if I'm fortunate enough to be reelected.
Thank you, Mr. Keenan. Mr. Mendez?
As my opponent said, he's not progressive, and clearly he isn't. What he clearly said is that he's a part of that middle group. You know, the jellyfish group without backbones that go to the right, go to the left, whatever way the tide turns in public opinion. He even said it himself, depending on the issue. He's willing to work with anyone. When he says that, he's looking for a headline. If we went back, he'd be completely progressive. If we went back dealing with drugs 15 years ago. But right now, he's absolutely conservative, and it's depressing.